the wrong decision to try to break this expansion here. I think I would agree.
I think there are two really strong ways to play this map as Undead, and the one I really like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone really do it, but in theory, if you just go for a destroyer build, you go for fast destroyers, like 2 slaughterhouse destroyers, right?
You
so
mean with
the human
ghouls?
is... What?
You mean with ghouls or with fiends?
Yeah, with ghouls,
Okay.
And the human has to get a lot of towers to defend, because that's like how it used to be played, the matchup. The human makes 1,000 towers to defend. But then you don't push. You don't make the destroyers, you just counter-expand. And all of a sudden the human has wasted, 2,000 gold making towers, and then he can't expand again. So you have a huge advantage if you just do like a fake push and then counter-expand. But I've almost never seen anyone do that, but I think it's really strong if you can pull it off. So you can either do that, or you can just go for straight fast expansion. Get a Crypt Lord or a Dread Lord or whatever, just expand. Not a counter-expansion, just expand right away. Those are my 2 favorites, but most people will just go for Death Knight Harass, I guess.
And the cool thing with Death Knight Harass here is when they go for the mercenary camp and they don't do it perfectly, absolutely perfectly, you can get quite a bit of experience from it. You can also steal the Shadow Priest, but HawK is not going for the mercenary first.
Ooh, I think EnTe is going for a ghoul build actually. He's making a lot of
you're
ghouls.
right, yeah. He's not getting...
Maybe he's going to do exactly what I said, that'd be so cool.
That would have been, of course, a perfect segue. Let's see. I still think there's a... I don't know. The strategy is kind of dangerous, like you expect your opponent to play a certain way, and of course he's gonna get towers, because humans always do. But if he sniffs out that there's an expansion coming, I think with an Archmage you can still always delay it by so much. But well, let's see.
You mean if there's a fast expansion or if there's a counter expansion?
Anyways, if the Undead expands and the human is scouting, which he always should, because you can always spare 1 footman.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if...
It's so easy to cancel.
I'm not even sure if HawK is going to go for the mercenary. He might just go for expansion after the screen.
Yeah, but he will take the mercenary at some point. And it's fairly easy to take. Anyways, ghouls are coming, 6 of them. Now, EnTe is pretty damn good at surrounding. That's also a viable thing you can do against Archmage. Try to go for the AM surround, get the TP, and after that he has to be a lot more careful. Gets the last hit on the Null Brood there. Well done. And now ghouls have arrived. But he doesn't want to show him yet.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think this is kind of like how some Undead players play against Night Elf on this map. You hardcore push their creeping when they try to get the mercenary. But he might skip it. He might just go for an expansion. We'll see.
Good decision here by HawK. If he crept the mercenary camp, which is a lot stronger than the natural, he would have taken a lot of damage. But with the natural creeping, he may get away with it fairly scot-free. One elemental surround, but it actually runs out before it's killed by the ghouls. That's kind of a bummer. And he got one of the trolls with a coil, but the rest went towards the human. But he's still not level 3, and now reaching level 3 is pretty damn difficult for the human. And before level 3, this Archmage really isn't that strong.
Yeah, but that's the downside of having ghouls. Like, if you have a lot of fiends, then the level 1 water elementals don't do much. But against ghouls, they're still quite nice.
And he is trying to kind of go for the heroes around here. Surrounding the water elemental instead. Of course, that unit is so incredibly strong. Or, well, that summon rather. That's a big weakness of water elementals. Saves 1 ghoul to the right. Well done. He's getting very close to level 3. He needs only 1 more peasant and level 2, excuse me. And he'll have it. And there we go. Unholy Aura now available, making everything a little bit more quick and of course a little bit more dangerous for the AM, who's still struggling to get towards level 3. Tier 2 has already of course been started by the Undead player, and the graveyard has finished, so we will see a slaughterhouse momentarily as he kills more and more peasants, and not a single ghoul lost yet. Pretty well done so far by EnTe.
Yeah, really well played.
He doesn't
I would have thought it would be better to send all the ghouls to the main instead while he's creeping, but he's done a really good job here. He's done so much damage.
I think his biggest mistake here was not getting backpack. Nice around on the DK here. He will be forced to TP out. I would love to see him do it rather sooner than later, but he wants to coil once again. Losing a lot of hit points in return. And he didn't get the backpack upgrade. He didn't get another Rod of Necromancy. I think that would have been very good for him.
Yeah, but he's going straight tier 3. We're going to see 2 slaughterhouses here, I think.
A player's forces are under attack.
Most likely. Unless it's gonna be in Fiend transition, but it doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah, the Acolyte's standing there, so he has to be making another one.
But he now just wasted his money on a potion of healing, so he has to go back again. Oh no! He constructs another one. And HawK had to spend a little bit more time to get level 3, which now he does with the creeping of the Murlocs, and I think it was a Tome of Experience, otherwise it shouldn't be that much experience.
Yeah, probably. I didn't see, but probably.
Because now he would love to cancel the slaughterhouses, but of course with that creeping he's way too far away to cancel any of those. And EnTe is putting on the pressure again. I think...
Just run past and go for this.
This is only 3 ghouls. 4 ghouls, I mean. I think right now HawK should take the mercenary camp. Pretty sure, yeah, he has an Arcane Tower already. Well, he shouldn't abandon his expansion, but he can easily deal with this, and after that creep the mercenary camp. I do believe. Kills one more peasant, and a second one will die as well, probably. DK staying on the outside, he has no more TP, so he needs to be careful here. Ghoul's kind of trapped. Nice blocking there with a 1 footman. Really cool move there. Not many players keep that in mind to do that.
That could be a turning point in the game, because you really want all the ghouls you can have for Frenzy when you do the destroyer push.
That is also entirely correct. Absolutely the case, just like you do against Night Elf. The more ghouls you save, the better you are. The better off you are once you hit your timing.
But he hasn't been delayed at all. The only way, like HawK can still delay a bit if he attacks right now, which I think he will. So, but it's still, as soon as Destroyer is ready, Destroyer upgrade, then EnTe will have map control. And HawK hasn't scouted this. Like, look at his, he's teching with no towers.
I think this is also the reason why EnTe went for this ghoul strat, because he knows that HawK just doesn't scout.
Yeah, this is very greedy by HawK. Or not greedy, it's just
like if he had scouted this, if HawK had scouted this, he probably would have taken the mercenary camp immediately. Pretty sure. Anyways, he attacks right now. Water Elemental gets kind of surrounded again, not really, but yeah, as I said before, pretty damn slow. And he doesn't want to lose statues. That was a very sloppy surround by HawK, something we rarely, ever only see. But now he's kind of keeping him busy, and EnTe is not macroing to the best of his possibilities, because he could be creating another statue from a second slaughterhouse, and he keeps the surround closed with a Water Elemental summoning. Cool little move, and he gets the statue, the first one, but that's probably going to be the only one. So many ghouls defending here, he gets no frenzy upgrade. Now finally another destroyer coming, that's a little late. But he gets another Water Elemental as well, getting him closer to level 4, and no Lich just yet.
I don't think he's going to make a Lich. He's going to go for a hardcore all-in with destroyers and ghouls.
I don't know, man. I think just Nova in the orb is so amazing. I think it's worth the money. He's trying to go for the AM surround. Gets it, opens it, gets it again, and will force the TP.
Nice. Really well played, really good defense. But I don't think he started Frenzy yet. That's a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, his macro was kind of slipping. Forgetting about Frenzy and the destroyer.
Yeah, he's not going to make a Lich, because if you get a Lich and an Orb, that's like almost 1,000 gold you have to invest, and it's just an all-in.
It does delay you by a lot.
And look at HawK's expansion, he doesn't have near enough towers. Like, he's making Desperation towers, but they're not going to be up in time, I don't think. Like, I think a lot of human players have forgotten how many towers you actually need to make against destroyers.
And of course he has to get them in both bases, so that's so much money. But how many statues do we actually have? 2, 3? It's only 3 statues, that's not that amazing at all. 2 more will be coming, but it's going to take a long time.
There are only 2 towers up, 2 guard towers. That's nothing.
And that's of course when you would love to have the mercenary access. But because HawK, I think, crept the wrong thing in the beginning, he doesn't have that access. And he gets 2 towers pretty quickly, but the mana is draining for the destroyers. 1 coil saves the destroyer for the moment. Peasants are in a good position to repair, so HawK is definitely paying attention here as far as repairing goes, and the mana is draining, and now the mana is gone, and that means no more breaking.
It's a really big mistake to focus the towers when they're upgrading, because they have different armor types. You want to focus the complete tower because they're heavy armor. They die really fast. But he's going to go again. He's going to try one more time.
Yep, he has now 5 destroyers, which was just 3 a minute ago.
There's no coil on the Death Knight though, which is... He really needs a mana potion.
He has 1 now, but only 1. Of course, no summoning of Water Elementals. That would be just a big mistake. Going in for more towers now. He gets the Arcane Tower, which means now he can go in with a DK. But retreats.
This is kind of a difficult position to be in. But it's not impossible. EnTe can definitely win this.
So right now in this position, do you think you would have the possibility of counter-expanding? Or is it now too late?
No, this is too late. What I was talking about is, like, once HawK was like in EnTe's base or something, when he saw that the destroyers were coming, that's when you counter-expand. So he makes a bunch of towers and expects a push to come, but you just expand and creep. Especially on this map, like if you take the center creeps, there's no other creeps to take. And there's no units that HawK can make. He needs to go tier 3 to counter destroyers, so I think it's really smart to go for counter expansion really early. Like do a fake push, but EnTe committed. And he's gonna go for an all-in.
Yeah. He has 6 destroyers here against 4 guard towers. And then MK coming. And the MK will dwindle the DK down over time. But he's not out just yet. EnTe wants to do as much time as he can before his DK is able to be threatened, and he actually keeps that goddamn tower alive with 7 peasants repairing. He just can't kill it.
You need to switch targets. Peasants are really slow. So he has a nice round on that tower, so you have to switch targets. Go for the towers in the back, and he can't repair them. I think that's the critical part to playing the destroyer push. You have to
but of course
switch
when you go into the back line of towers, you get hit by all of them.
That's true. But you have to win here anyway. You have to go all in.
Well, he's going for the shop now. Looks like a bit of indecision from the German player. He's almost level 5 though. Once he hits that, those destroyers become a lot more durable. Because of course of the level 3 coil. Going for the MK right away and then switching to guard towers again. That one guard tower is definitely dead. Now the focus has become very, very strong with 7 destroyers and 2 more on their way. And he has the money to morph both of them. But he doesn't have the mana to heal him.
He really should put one of them on mana. Just to get coils.
I don't know.
But EnTe's microing really well.
Because that one destroyer you get from morphing is, I think, worth more than 1 coil. But it's worth considering, definitely. I think he possibly could transfer a healing potion from the main with backpack. Does he even have backpack? No. But he could, of course, research. And mana potion, I mean, not healing potion.
Yeah. That would be really nice.
Now he's using his statues to regenerate. All the destroyers are low. Wants to heal him up. There's 1 coil. Not level 3 coil just yet. He's only 52 experience away. That's, I don't know, 2 towers? I'm not even sure how much money they give. Anyways, here we go. And now it's really a lot of guard towers. First destroyer falls, so as the first guard tower. But another destroyer will fall. And a third one as well. We have a level 5 DK now. But has he taken too much damage in the process? Because those destroyers get last hit by towers, the human doesn't get any XP, so the MK is still pretty weak on level 1 with 0 experience to his name.
Yep. I think when you do this kind of push, it would be really cool if the undead would bring a sacrificial skull and make
Oh my god! Coil on the Archmage! That was a surprise coil, but
wow.
Healing potion. Holy crap, that was really close. That's also something, guys, you always want to do when you're undead. You want to click at the heroes and watch the kill threshold, and with a level 3 coil that's 240 damage that thing does.
Yeah, it's really good.
One of illusion. The replenishment potion would have been the dream item here, but the illusion is pretty shitty.
I think if EnTe got like a Panda second now and went for a counter expansion and crept level 3 Panda, he could probably win this game.
So now you're saying he should counter expand?
Yeah, he's in a pretty, like, I don't know, he did really well there. He did better than I thought. He didn't end the game, but he got a lot out of it. He has a level 5 Death Knight. And HawK spent so much making towers. And he's going to make gyros, obviously. You have to make gyros to counter this, so I think getting a Panda now would be smart.
Yeah. And he is now creeping the natural. It always kind of pains you when you play like this, and you're like, damn, I'm not getting any experience here.
Yeah. That's why you should really get the Panda. Because he's already breaking. He's making more destroyers. And he's going to expand, so I think you should get a second hero.
Yeah, he's been in upkeep like at least for 5 minutes or something.
Oh, I think he was down to 50 for a while. Like he just bought the. He bought 2 destroyers.
You're right. Yeah, when he lost the 3 destroyers, he was probably down to 50 again. You're right. And he's creeping more, and he's still not getting any experience.
Oh, he could have had a level 3 Panda. It really hurts to see.
I think that's a good point. I think Panda would have been amazing, especially considering the MK is going to be so weak for so long.
Yeah.
And your clock's ticking. Like
oh yeah, that's, I'll take care of that. There we go. Sorry.
What item did you find? Claws plus... No, wait. Ring of Regeneration is actually really good right now.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
And I think actually he's going to be good throughout the entire game, because he's only going to take chip damage most likely, not the big bursts that we're usually used to seeing.
So we're seeing Lich second now. I think it's very... he was probably a bit indecisive about what hero to get. Now he's getting a Lich. It's a bit late. It's not going to do that much. Lich isn't going to do anything here. I think I'd rather have the Panda.
Well, for hero focus it's going to be amazing. And he has a level 5 DK already, so I see the reasoning here.
Yeah, so you think he's going to go just for the hero kills and not try to kill the gyros?
Well, I don't know. Like, when you go to these destroyers, there is some merit in some cases where you just let the destroyers fall to the gyros and then transition out of it. But he has 6 destroyers and 4 statues, so I don't think in this game it's really a possibility.
He's committed to these destroyers.
I don't think he can swap it either. I don't know why he's creeping everything. I guess he wants to take it away from the human, but he's just stealing everything from the Lich.
Yeah,
it's an easily level 3 Lich.
If you're going to steal something, at least steal the center creeps. He's like stealing his own creeps. It doesn't make any sense.
That's another good point. Well, he wanted to stay around here, this area, to keep his expansion alive. So he didn't want to leave towards the middle. So, kind of tough choices here. Finds a Tome of Experience, which is nice for him. But not enough to get level 3 Lich. Like, imagine level 3 Lich and level 5 DK. That Paladin is just gonna fall over dead. Yeah. And you just keep stealing the invul pots.
Exactly, there's only one shop. And the thing about destroyers against gyros is you can get heal scrolls to heal destroyers, but you can't get them to heal gyros. So if you have a high-level Panda and heal scrolls with a lot of destroyers and armor upgrades, I think destroyers are really efficient in that situation.
I think especially with an expansion economy backing you up, once you get enough gyros, unless you have a level 5 Panda, you just can't win against them anymore. At some point.
I think it really depends on the positioning and stuff. If the gyros are really well spread out and you can dodge the Breath of Fire, then yeah, you'll probably win. And he has 2-0 upgrades, so I think he's probably getting more. Yeah, he's getting 3-0 attack, so it's going to be very difficult without a Panda.
And the old undead Bane, they never get upgrades.
Yeah,
even though EnTe doesn't subscribe to this as much as some undeads do, but undead definitely the race that kind of least favors upgrades.
Pains me every time. I always get upgrades. Like whatever race I play, I always get upgrades. I think it's really strong to get them. Especially like if you're gonna right-click stuff with Orb, at least get the attack upgrades. You can get 3-0 or something.
I mean, it doesn't make the biggest difference on destroyers because they in general don't do that much damage. Only 19 to 21.
Yeah, I'd get armor upgrades for the destroyers. I wouldn't get the attack upgrade.
All right, here comes the push from HawK with so many gyros. That's like, I think 30 or something.
Needs to spread the destroyers, I think.
Yeah, to avoid the splash damage. Right, all the destroyers are being morphed and they're all kind of standing on top of each other. He has no heal scrolls. Big mistake by the undead. Oh, wow. He reaches level 3 for the Lich right now, and yeah, this is what we oftentimes see. The gyros just roll over the air army, and he can't deal with it without a Panda. Even a heal scroll wouldn't have been enough. Maybe not even 2. Yeah, this is just not enough, but now the heroes may be able to hold their ground solo. Coils the Lich again before he dies. Bolt and Holy Light found him. Oh, Lich now needs to be careful. Coil comes before the Bolt. But towers are being created. Flying machines are hovering. MK uses his last Bolt, but fortunately for him, he got a greater mana. Isn't that something?
That's nice.
Oh, Paladin now needs to be careful. Is Staff, and that of course makes the other heroes vulnerable for the human. But he has no more mana on the Lich. Coil on the MK, and because he has Frost Armor, he can't Dark Ritual anything.
EnTe isn't macroing at all. He has 1,000 gold. Now he's making... Oh my god, that was such a long time we didn't make anything. It's really smart to switch to Abominations, but he was just sitting there with nothing building for a long time.
And I think also the DK was way too careful, trying not to get killed. Oh, and he can't coil him because he's kind of out of range or fogging or whatever. But there comes the coil and he finally gets the kill. But the towers are coming. And the flying machines have the siege damage upgrade thingy. And the expansion is gone.
Really, really strange decision making by EnTe during the later part of this game where he just kind of crept with his solo deathknight level 5. I really think that cost him this game.
I think you were right saying that he should have gotten a Panda. I think that would have been the right choice. And And then
even just macroing a bit better. Like, I think when I watch his stream, he does that a lot. He doesn't hotkey his buildings. So whenever he wants to build something, he actually goes back to his base and clicks stuff and builds them. He can't macro while he's fighting. I think that's a really big weakness. It's probably the only player I know who doesn't hotkey his buildings.
I'd never noticed that. Really? He doesn't hotkey his
No,
buildings?
he always goes back to his base and clicks his crypt and clicks stuff. Like, he doesn't have them in a control group, so during a fight he never builds at the same time.
It's really weird. Oh.
Very weird. But I guess it's just a bad habit.
War Chief told me in China that for the first 2 years he played, he never used any control groups.
Wow.
But
yeah.
finally he learned.
It's a pretty big advantage when you realize that's a thing.
Yeah, it does improve your play quite a bit, I would imagine. Alright. We see the human expanding where the undead expansion had been before, something we see quite a lot actually. And this is super secure with 5 guard towers, 3 arcane towers. 6 guard towers in fact. With 3 masonry upgrades. Lich is being solo crap. The last little camp that is available on Echo Isles gets killed at 22 minutes, and we have 2 meat wagons, which I guess is his attempt at breaking this. And yeah, what I said before, when the human commits to so many flying machines, you can oftentimes transition out of it. It didn't happen the way he would have liked, because he lost like 10 destroyers to them, and that's a lot of resources and experience.
Yeah. That's the right idea. It was smart making those abominations. I think he's right to go for these wagons. He has to break this expansion. So he's gonna give it one last shot, I think.
He only has 300 gold remaining in his main. And after that has depleted, he doesn't need to re-expand, but he definitely needs to kill this expansion. Well, HawK's natural expansion is also still pretty healthy, so he probably would need to re-expand. Supply-wise, we have 64 for the undead, 55 only for the human, something that I've been neglecting for a long time. He's killing off his own peasants, trying to get back into no upkeep, but he isn't quite there.
It's really nice that those flying machines are preventing destroyers from being made, so all these water elementals at level 3 are they're just gonna be so strong.
That's a good point. Archmage has been, well, his primary skill had been useless for at least 10 minutes. Suddenly it becomes amazing again.
I think he's really happy about that. Finally he gets to make his water elementals.
And flying machines could also attack the meat wagons, because there's no fiends, but he's gonna take quite a bit of damage from the orb. And I mean, he has a lot of time here. He can just let these meat wagons attack until the last tower is dead, and then he can engage.
Yeah. It's very difficult to kill towers with siege.
Yeah. Masonry, bro. Good upgrade. I like it so much.
Even without masonry, like having siege damage against heavy armor is
Yeah,
not the
of
best.
course, but it still helps a lot.
So at this point it'd be nice if HawK made tanks, because you can really split up the army.
Don't say that! Never say that.
From a purely strategic point of view,
Yeah, of
not
course.
for entertainment value.
Griffins are coming now, and by the way, he
Oh.
reskilled to Blizzard, which makes sense against meat wagons. Not in a straight up fight though. I guess he just
I
wants
would
to win
not
for
do that.
now.
I would never reskill. There's no destroyers. You get free Tauren, like just why would you go Blizzard?
I guess he just wants to hold him off for longer.
Because the Death Knight aura actually works on mechanical units, so this isn't that strong.
Yeah, but it's 1 HP per second, so it's not that amazing.
That's true, but it's something. It's not like if they were like demolishers or whatever wave throwers, then you can like slowly pitch away at their health, but they're gonna regenerate.
Acolytes then are here to repair as well. And the thing is, once he has these griffins, they are pretty much untouchable. He has 2 of them. I guess he's waiting for more, and then he's gonna fly in. And he has Holy Light to keep him alive, because the only thing that can attack him is the Lich until he transfers the orb, which he doesn't really want to do, because then your hero focus is worse. So EnTe is in a bad position, to say the very least. Is he gonna make it work somehow? He has a lot of A-bombs. Maybe he just wants to commit with everything at some point and walk him in, but with all these towers, that's not gonna be the greatest either, I don't think.
Yeah, this is looking. This is a very frustrating position to be in. I imagine. You get this feeling that, oh, there's just something I can do. I have an army, I have good heroes, but I can't do anything.
But I mean, you try it still, because this is your elimination match. If you lose this game, you're out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Remember, EnTe is against the ropes here, so he tries to do everything he can any way possible. You can always kind of hope for misplays from your opponent.
Yeah, if he
can
could
always
like,
happen.
if he nukes the Archmage down instantly or something like that, he could maybe swing the game around. But the Griffins are building up.
But the Paladin with a level 2 aura just pretty much never runs out of mana.
Yeah, that's the big advantage of the Archmage. He never really does become useless. Even if you have 1,000 destroyers, he still has the aura, and that aura is so good.
Absolutely.
Probably the best aura in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah. In considering everything, I would agree. When you have 100 supply against 100 supply, that's better auras. But
yeah,
when does that ever happen?
But generally speaking, I think Brilliance is the best.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just buying time. HawK is just building up more units.
Did you know that the Catgas Pipe of Insight is better than the level 1 Brilliance aura?
Is it?
Yeah. It's 1.0 mana per second for the item and 0.75 for the level 1 aura of the Archmage.
Oh. I think that's because when they buff or nerf auras, they don't buff or nerf the corresponding item. So like the Devotion aura item gives 1 armor, but Paladin level 1 aura gives 1.5.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't change.
Think about that, but yeah, I think you're right. Anyways, the fight is breaking out. We have 5 Griffins now. The Lich needs to be so careful. He's being focused heavily by the human player. All the heavy armor is falling victim to the Griffins, but so is the MK to the Undead army, and this may turn things around for EnTe. Level 6 DK, but is he actually going to use the ult? I don't think I may have never seen this in a competitive game, but this may be the time, because there are abominations on the field of battle.
Mana potion. I think he instinctively skilled level 3 aura. I would like to see the ultimate there, it'd be cool. Imagine if the Death Knight had like the Panda ultimate right now. He could actually win this game.
It's something frustrating as well that some ultimates are so shit. Anyways, we go on the Archmage. Coil Nova not coming just yet. Does he have mana for it? Kind of. 1 Nova is remaining, but all this air is completely untouchable for the Undead, for the human player. Undead can't do anything about it, and yeah, with all these Griffins, these A-bombs are just now falling like flies. Archmage trying to be killed, not getting killed. Being healed up, so is the Lich, but that was the last coil, and EnTe GG's out. Good on a long game on Echo Isles. 28 minutes, and HawK manages to win it in the end. So HawK advances to the semifinals of the Zodiac Dream League, where he will meet Cash. We don't know when exactly yet. Do you have any thoughts on that last map, or also the entire series, if you want to go into that?
I think it was a good series. I think EnTe played very well. He used a lot of variation, like he did different builds, different strategies. I think he made some critical mistakes in the last 2 games that really cost him. He really could have won that series. Both the last game and the game before that, he could have won both those games if he played a bit differently, I think. So really nice series. I didn't expect him to play that well. I thought HawK would kind of just steamroll.
I agree with you, especially on Last Refuge. I was really impressed with the strategy, like especially towards the end, where I realized how much sense it actually made.
Yeah.
On the other games, I agree with you. He kind of had some questionable decisions, but in many cases they were very difficult decisions to make. So
yeah, under pressure, it's always difficult to make the right choices.
Especially in such an important tournament, perhaps the biggest one EnTe has ever played in. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Probably.
Against such a player, world-class player. HawK, he loses 3-1, but it was a tough fight. So, we take a look at the brackets now.